Today in Create it's time to build a lava factory. There's a few ways of getting infinite lava in Create and also in Minecraft. And are we gonna needlessly go for the most complicated one, I hear you ask? The answer is yes. That's right everyone, we're doing blaze cakes today. If you know what that means, you're probably already cursing at the screen. You can see I'm wearing my copper jetpack that sucks today because I literally ran out of lava that I could use for fuel. And with my andesite factory also running on lava, we are actively stuck with no lava, or at least with no lava farm. I did prep these two, but I don't necessarily need them at the moment. Which yeah, the andesite factory, thanks to the day shift and my efforts, has now successfully produced enough alloy to feed us for probably the rest of whatever this playthrough is. How we doing on those iron nuggets? Oh yeah, I love to see this. So today I need to make a lava farm if I want to keep getting andesite, even if I want to keep getting flight. And we already had a plan for one. Obviously you can't generate lava in vanilla Minecraft by putting a lava block over a dripstone block and putting a pointed dripstone under that. The problem with this plan is that I don't have 15 years for the pointed dripstone to grow, because if you want to produce a feasible amount of lava that way, you need this farm to be flippin' giant. Luckily, in Create, there is a different way to craft lava. Turns out you can smelt just about every stone type into lava if you just mix it over a superheated blaze. And superheated blaze burners are quite an adventure, let me tell you that, because it's not enough to just have the blaze burner. This baby only produces about enough, like about as much heat as a campfire. You can feed it different materials to get it actually heated, but to superheat it, you need to specifically feed it what's called a blaze cake, which itself requires lava as a part of its recipe. So you can see how this is very confusing to me, because to make lava you need to already have lava. And according to this recipe it only produces like 50 millibuckets, while this baby eats up 250. One lava bucket will only produce 4 blaze cakes. The question is, how much lava then can a blaze cake produce? So let's try it out, I guess. It's not like we have a shortage of cauldrons or whatever they're called in the Create mod. Seriously, what was a basin? Okay, we'll need a basin for this. But first let's put together an actual blaze cake, because this is another rabbit hole. So the blaze cake base is actually a stamped together mix of cinder flour, sugar and egg. Which naturally we do have plenty of sugar. We can have a bunch of eggs because chickens are one of the only 2 animals that we're actually actively farming around here. Thanks for the extra, guys. And finally, cinder flour is literally just netherrack crushed amongst the crushers, which is gonna take a moment. Here you go, and here you go, and get stamping. Oh, also, while this is going on, you may have noticed I added these cute signs all over the place in a kind of a attempt to be OSHA compliant. This one means that there's blazes ahoy, so, you know, be careful, don't carry too many inflammatory materials. This is the general kind of like, be careful, this could kill you message, which naturally, yeah, a cog will not, but we have exposed machinery here. I just really thought that it's a kind of funny idea. I got a couple more like this, like here there's like a faucet kind of a situation to signify that you can put lava into this pipe. And I even made this design over here to kind of be like, wow, be careful, don't fall, because we don't have any sort of a railing in this mod pack, unfortunately. These were made using the supplementary blackboards, and these are actually pretty cool. You can basically customize the entire texture of it by simply drawing stuff. So yes, all of the signs that you just saw were drawn by me by hand, because how else are you gonna do it? Luckily you can at least, you know, copy them. And I'm saying this specifically for the people who don't know it, because if you would have to make a bunch of these and you don't know that you can copy, it would be flipping nightmare, let me tell you that. And now that you know that these have to be made by pixel, please be very impressed that I made this here sign. Really, if I was gonna do my like due diligence, it would be really hard for me to put a 2x2 sign like this in every single spot where we have exposed machinery. So, oh, and I forgot that I made an actual, you know, careful, this is inflammatory kind of a sign. I'm gonna put a couple of these ones above my comment section, crying out loud. Are my blaze cakes done? One is. What? Oh, and the rest got made into sugar cube. Oh, my mistake, my mistake, my mistake. Okay, here. Recipe filter, make specifically that material. Don't feed me flipping sugar cubes, come on, dude. It's kind of a nice texture on it though, and I'm not gonna lie. Also a gravity block. Now to actually get one of them blaze cakes lavaficated. Always disgusting when you spout like that, I hate that animation. And let's see how much lava can a blaze produce while being overheated. Okay, we do want the mixer to mix as fast as possible though, because as far as I understand, basically this blaze being superheated is gonna be kind of a time limit here. So we want to produce as much lava as possible to see what is the maximum desired outcome. Which is just a long way of me saying that yes, I am going to build another boiler. Also, I'll be speeding up the mixer with a rotational speed controller, because flipping look at this. I'm so tired of this kind of crap. Oh wow, Zloy, did you seriously craft up, like what, 7 precision mechanisms just so you can craft some rotation speed controllers later? Yes, I absolutely did. It's a pain in the butt. I'm tired of using cogs left and right. How do I even position you, boy? Oh, you need to be in that direction. And so the nightmare continues. Okay, there you go. That path is functional. But the trick now is that I actually need another cog up here for it to flipping go. There we are, 256. Heck yeah! And I'm just gonna belt it, cause you know what, whatever at this point. Yeah, so I sure hope that this is the top speed at which it can go, because I don't think it would be safe to try and create another, like, gear shift after the rotational speed controller already was been set to maximum. If I did everything correctly, we just need to give this a bunch of cobblestone, and we need to feed this boy something delicious. Here we go, get overheated and... Oh crap. Where would the lava go though? Oh, I miscalculated. Empty canister. Can I cannot. Okay, cool. So that was a waste of a blaze cake. Whoops. Just let me add another pipe with another pump. I hate liquid mechanics so much. Ah! It's leaking! It's leaking now! Crap! Here we go. And the blaze ran out of cake power. Glorious. Do I have more of the cake bases done, if not more of the cakes? Oh, they're fine, look at that. 31! Ah, that's great, almost half a stack. Yeah, eat. And you know what? Let's see it happen. I'm even gonna add a hopper. You know, this ZloyXP special, so that all the cobblestone does need to be thrown by hand. Okay, moment of truth. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about the entire situation. We have good speed on the mechanical mixer. We got some good blazes going on. I don't know. Let's see how many lava buckets we can get. Which, now that I think about it, if we got one lava bucket out of that entire situation, that is still really good actually, given that we've spent a quarter of a lava bucket on the blaze cake. And everything else for the blaze cake is technically farmable, so this experiment is already kind of proving itself worth the effort. Oh, we are already surpassing the amount of lava that we're using to make this. It is already ticking like 750, 800. This is pretty flipping good. So that's gonna add up to one full lava bucket. And is the... Yep, it is chugging out. Very eventually, for some reason. Okay, I don't know what I did, but all of a sudden this entire system started working. So I'm just gonna yoink my hopper real quick, wait for this to run out, and we're gonna do a final clean test with the next blaze cake as soon as this one runs out. This might be a little bit too optimistic size of container though, have to admit there. There we go, filled on the cobblestone, let's get this superheated! I am not getting any data whatsoever about what exactly is happening. I think I broke the hopper somehow. I am now convinced that this project is cursed. So we're chugging, and we already remade an entire lava bucket. If this was where it stopped, we would have been already self-sufficient. We can't keep making blaze cakes with this. We just need all the other ingredients for the blaze cake base. So that would be the cinder flour, which is just netherrack. We could in theory get it from the nether, or keep in mind, we can actually craft netherrack in Create for some reason. The recipe requires potion of healing, which itself in theory is perfectly craftable, but that might be a little bit above my pay grade right now, not gonna lie, because I mean potion making just sounds a little bit too difficult right now. Well, the blaze cake ran out, the results are in, and out of 250 milli buckets, so 1/4 of a bucket of lava, we now got 8.5 buckets. Just like that. And I'm pretty sure that that wasn't even a perfect, like, experiment kind of a condition situation. We could, in theory, go get it even harder. So we can sufficiently make cobblestone into lava kind of on demand, as long as we're willing to part with some netherrack. And honestly, at a much faster rate than the dripstone farm. Which, don't get me wrong, I still want the dripstone farm. It's just, you know, it's a kind of a Liara project, and this one, I guess, is gonna be the Zloy one. And now we're pumping all the lava into this fluid container, and then have a single lava block over here that we're also pumping out into, until we roll up with a large fuel tank for the jetpack and start yoinking the lava from him. This way we now have a refueling station, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Finally, I can put back on my underside jetpack and then put it right back into the backpack, because it definitely does not have the durability to actually, you know, be usable right now. We need to get mending. We need to get mending stat. In the meantime, I want you to make me more lava. By now you might have noticed that I have this area of the map kind of zoned out, and that is because I actually wanted to have a building here for basically as long as we have planned out this part of the island. I even have an approximate blueprint. Okay, it's more of a sketch. And I've been using it as a backdrop for these exact videos you've been watching since this series began. But before we can build that, and believe me, I really want to build that, I need a little bit more of the farming types put into this area so that the lava farm generating is a little bit more self-sufficient. So we just need the base for the cake itself, and the ingredients are pretty simple. So first and foremost, we're gonna need an egg farm, we're gonna need a cobblestone generator, we are gonna need some sugarcane for the sugar, and finally for the base of the blaze cake we will need naturally netherrack, and then we just mix it all up into a blaze cake base, put some lava on it, and feed it back into the thing, where naturally the cobblestone generator is gonna provide the cobblestone. That all sounds so easy, and admittedly a sugarcane farm is not really that hard here in Create. As is an egg farm. Egg farm is basically just a bunch of chickens on top of a hopper. And yet it's gonna be such a nightmare to make, I promise you. You know, almost newly shocked how flippin' forever this takes. Good thing it at least makes 2 at a time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's go. You fall damageless foul. Okay, can I land you? It's like the opposite of the claw machine. Come on, come on, come on. Hey! Now I need to do like 15 of these. Wait, what? How are you on my... Okay, I appear to have discovered something... Delight... Thanks? Still get into the farm though. Yep, stay there. Oh, this is actually really fun. Check this out. It's not just that I can pick up a chicken and put it on my head, apparently. Because we do have carry on mod, in theory shift right clicking should do it, even though it for some reason does not. Here, I also get a couple effects going on. And look at that, my jetpack is off, but I'm not taking any fall damage. That's because with a chicken on my head, I get a slowness and also slow falling effect. So I can just go as high as I want and then just drop. And very eventually I will drop. But with a chicken on my head, I won't take any fall damage. Which once again would have been nice to know back when I was building that stupid airship. I've been wrangling chickens and breeding them and multiplying them for like half an hour now. Can we have a break for the airship, by the way? Just real quick, I want to show you a couple things. So I have to admit, once I was building this airship myself, so I had to do it like in the middle of the night, yada yada. It was a crime of passion. But, as many crime of passions, it came out a little bit sloppy, and as a result, for example, that fin on the back wasn't a thing yet. I only added it like between the videos and never even mentioned. I don't know, did you notice? Did you? Are you paying attention? You better, because I also added those really cool windmills that generate power that you, gang, told me to add, because I completely forgot that they were even a thing. I wanted some propellers on this airship, obviously, it's kind of the entire point. I will even be able to get some energy for it. Isn't that flipping amazing? Also, I added a couple of these extra turbines on either side of the ship. Trust me, it's all mirrored. Trust me, it looks amazing. I am in love with this build. Sign off in the comments. What can we put up there? Because whatever we put it there is gonna be epic, kind of just by definition. I'm also naturally making a sugarcane farm up here, and I just kind of figured out that apparently a mechanical plow is probably better than a harvester in our situation. I'm not actually sure of it, but I hope it's gonna work, because from what I understand, a mechanical plow will plow through basically any semi-transparent blocks, such as these, given that sugarcane is at least semi-transparent and you can pass through it easily as through any other block shown on the diagram. I'm pretty sure that I got the recipe covered here. Let's see, is this going to work? Yeah, not if I make it rotate the opposite way from where it's supposed to. Awesome, so we do get stuff from this. I forgot to install any sort of an inventory on it. Yeah, here's your chest. Here's your double chest even. And I'm even going to splurge on a portable storage interface. Now get rotated, idiot. Oh my god, this is a mess. I'm not even gonna lie. So, cool beans, I won't have to interact with this mess, by the most part. So yeah, only thing I need to really put in by hand is netherrack, which is not really a problem. Absolutely, netherrack is plentiful. I can go and brrrt a bunch of netherrack at any point for myself. The problem is that the chest that I need to input it is all the way up here. So we may wanna kind of do a little bit of a logistics up here in a little bit. But until then, yeah, I think we're ready for the first try. Please be enough torque. Please have enough stress units. It's immediately overstressed. And just in time for me to emerge from the slowing down of the apparatus. We ran out of eggs. Go egg. Become cake. Wonderful! There we go. Blaze cake base. Honestly, this is way more of it than I'm currently ready to actually process. On the other hand, yeah, let's just put in a cobblestone generator and we'll be able to actually fill all of this in. Lava is infinite. No, at the end of the day, this is quite a significant mess. I can't wait to put a building over it. Much as I honestly kind of enjoy seeing it all work. Like, okay, this tower of cogs, just for the sake of speed, is not really my favorite. But I am kind of proud that, like, it does have its own shut-off line and all that kind of stuff. All these conveyor belts are gonna be really fun to actually watch in action as soon as this entire thing is actually, you know, capable of action. Which is gonna be in just a tiny little bit. There is actually still one more thing missing, and that is this thing right here. This is a mechanical arm, and what it does is pretty amazing. Apparently, it's basically an evolved version of a deployer, and I'm not sure that the deployer even can do what we're about to force this thing into doing. Because that's what we'll be using to actually feed the blazes right here. So I'm pretty sure that we are meant to shift right click at here, shift right click at this as a target, plop this baby down here, and look at that. Okay, no, it's taking a little time. It's taking a little extra time, but it is doing it. It will just go on making this and forcing it to make lava until, well, either it runs out of blaze cakes, or I install some sort of a safety precaution for when the lava tank overflows. I actually don't think if this basin can keep crafting without an output to craft into. But I'm not gonna take the chance. I have plenty of clutches. I can clutch with the best of them. I'll shut it off right now. This line will disable the sugarcane farm if the sugar starts overflowing. This line will detect if the eggs are overflowing and starts burning them down here, directly using regular dropper. This line shuts off the entirety of cobblestone generator if this chest is full, which it is. Well, there it is, it's shut down. And finally, this stockpile switch activate a shutdown sequence for the entire lava farm if the fluid container is full for 100% till 78% is reached, at which point it will switch back on and start making more. So as soon as we start using this, that's when it will start producing once again. Otherwise, it will just sit at 100%, perfectly fine, being very, very beautiful, but probably inside a building, which, speaking of, I owe you a building, don't I? Well, truth be told, this is going to be quite a bit of a challenge here, because this build, though it will definitely be pretty, and I really, really am excited to build it, I have some plans for it. I love the idea of this road here being a passage under one of the overhangs, and this here being a passage under another one. After all, this area behind it is kind of where we want to put the main town square, so it would make sense to have extra passages back and forth, and essentially every third of this farm is getting its own little housey, which will then be connected via corridors. And the best part about this build is that it is going to be kind of symmetrical. So, as you notified me in the comments, there is actually a tool specifically for that. Look, we don't quite have building wands in this mod, but we do have a wand of symmetry, and I did craft those 7 precision mechanisms, so let's go make one, just, you know, see what it feels like. Oh wow, look, this ender pearl has been here for like, what, 3 episodes now? I've been keeping it for this occasion specifically. Every single time with this thing, I swear, it's like, I never know when it is and isn't going to work. Hey, let's see what you are about. So let's see, if I place, I guess, a mirror here, it doesn't mirror this way, but it does this way. And it does consume 2 blocks at a time, which does look really, really... Oh, it even breaks back! Oh my god, it breaks both. Okay, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. Alright, this build time-lapse is gonna be so flipping confusing. Oh, and it does spread basically the entire way. I could literally build the entire building by only building half of it. Wow, I am... Why haven't I used this sooner? That it! This would have helped so much with the ship. I hate mirroring anything in Minecraft. Let's do a time-lapse. Let's see what it looks like. And this would be the build in all of its glory. I am very happy with how this came out, I'm not going to lie. There are a few special details that I broke out, specifically for this build alone. One of those are these smokestacks that are meant to be utilized for like trains and stuff, but I figured I might as well. This is a factory and it does produce a lot of heat. We got one big smokestack up there, we got a couple of tinier ones and some pipes sticking out, and on the other hand, we got these fans sucking out the fresh air from the sea to maybe cool some of the machinery and prevent it from absolutely melting. Because remember, we're making lava in here. I am super proud and super happy of this build, and most and foremost, I'm super proud and super happy of the fact that it works! We don't still have the full 936, but that's because we haven't spent that much yet for the engine to kick back in. And we had a reason enough to stop our producing machinery. And yeah, that's when I found out that the way I had it set up, it didn't actually work. So I had to move the clutch, I had to move the redstone link, have to adjust it here and there, but now everything works perfectly fine. And we have another night shift employee over here with a... I don't know why I felt like I need to give him the magnifying glass, but he does have one now. I'm assuming that's because he's like inspecting the mechanical arm, making sure everything works. Overall, this build came out exactly the way I wanted it to, and I am super happy with it! The best part, bar none, ended up being the exact tunnels, like these little support beams made with diagonally facing chutes are actually really cool looking, especially with the backdrop I've given them. And these little tunnels for people to go through to enter the central square line up perfectly. And I already tested, I already connected it under the ground. We have central heating! The andesite factory will just keep making its own andesite by its own. Where is this lava coming from? You don't flippin' know. I don't flippin' know. It goes from under the ground, and under the ground is where there's a secret pipe going from the lava factory all the way across the street. And I cannot believe how easy it was to build using the symmetry wand. I expected the symmetry wand to be like the biggest headache, just the most disorienting thing. And honestly, no, it wasn't. I wish I made this sooner, before I built, you know, a bunch of other perfectly symmetrical builds.